Welcome back, everyone, to the Texarkana Bandits Dynasty here on College Football 26. And the Bandits are going to see a familiar face this week as they take on the Appalachian State Mountaineers. And if you remember last year, we beat them in the battle of the worst Sun Belt teams. Loser was the worst team in the division, and that was App State. This year, they're 4-0 to start, and we're 2-2. So, on paper, App State the much better team. They did upset NC State last week. Keep that in mind. We've been much improved. I think that's the best way to put it. I'm not going to call this a surefire bet for the Sun Belt title just yet. I think we have been a much improved team this season. And I'm not going to say we don't have a chance against a team that's 4-0. There's still a Sun Belt team. There's still an App State team that we beat last year. So I'm certainly not going to say we're out of this one just yet. They also have a good chunk of injuries, including their top receiver, Davian Dozier. Springs, Ellis, and Galloway, the other injuries. A couple of big ones there with the edge and tackle as well, but they do have senior quarterback A.J. Swain, who was here last season. He was the quarterback that went through that loss last season. Now, if you remember that game, it was a tighter ball game. It wasn't like we dominated by any means. It was a battle to find out who was the worst. But we came out on top, leaving App State at the bottom. So far, Swain's looked real good, though. 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's only been sacked 5 times so far. And their top guy defensively, cornerback Dre Walker. Now, we don't have the biggest receivers in the room, so Dre Walker's got a good chance to do some serious damage at 6'2", 196 with good coverage ability. But we do have some guys who have some sneaky fast speed. I think that's where we might be able to take advantage of their secondary. He's played pretty well overall, though. 17 tackles, 14 of those being solo, 3 assisted, and 3 deflections on the season. Let's head down, though, to App State and get ready for this one. It's no longer about the battle for being the worst. Now, it's a battle to see who's on top, possibly early in the Sun Belt Conference. App State, Texarkana, coming up next. And we are off in this one, as it's going to be App State football to begin, as they've got all the momentum in the world coming into this game at home, 4-0. Everything going the way of the Mountaineers, and a big game last week for Swain, 318 and 2 touchdowns for him through the air. Luckily, they're not running that no-huddle offense that took us a bit by surprise last season anymore. Now it's more traditional huddle up and call the play, as nowhere to go there but 2 injuries. Little Mac and Sterling banged up on that play. We'll have some more info on one of those injuries here in a second, as Kellen Jepson gets by the tackle, gets the hit on Swain, and makes it 3rd down and 10. So Swain got that one off, but hit the back of his receiver's head, as now we get to see the offense for the Texarkana Bandits take the field. Jaden Hamilton and his receiving core out here, along with Frankie Rowan, who's been very good this season, has played already a lot more than I think anybody expected him to. With his injury history, talk about injuries, apparently Little Mac tore his tricep. Keep that in mind, though, because we've got stuff to talk about at the end of this one. You'll understand later, as that's a drop by Falcon, but means no Little Mac for the rest of this game. That is a definite. 3rd and 10. Quick throw to Falcon. Doesn't drop that one. It's a first down off the curl. So a new set of downs in midfield. Hand off to Rowand, and he's going to find 4. 2nd down and 6. Hamilton in the gun. Hands off again. Tries to fight through a tackle. That doesn't work. And now 2 offensive linemen go down. Left guard David Roy and right tackle Tommy Holm banged up. So bring in the backups, as that one is caught. That's Julian Allen on the curl this time. So now a bit of questions at tackle, and I believe at right guard now is Bordeaux, the freshman guard, our top recruit last year. 2nd and 10. That one off the backside of Bordeaux. 3rd down and 10 now. Bandits need a big play. Need some to keep the drive alive. Taking the shot. And he caught it! JCP with the touchdown. I don't know how. You had 2 guys to go after. There was JCP down the seam. You also had on the outside Falcon, who opens up once the safety goes further to JCP, but I don't know how he caught it. And of course, we're not just going to sit back and say we got it. We got to take another look at this, because initially I wasn't sure. Right there, though, it looks like he's got a toe in bounds with that ball in hand. Touchdown, Bandits. Unbelievable start to this game. Biggest play of the season so far. 2nd and 10 after gaining nothing on that first carry. Swain hits his man in the flats. That's going to be a solid 8-yard pickup. How do you answer if you're App State? 3rd and 2. Swain finds his man, as that's a new set of downs, a big chunk of yards. 1st down and 10. Handoff doesn't go far. Alex Sanchez now banged up. That's another receiver hurt for App State. They're already without their top receiver today. A lot of injuries today on both sides. Now, if you're wondering, we didn't see any more about the offensive linemen. Tommy Holm would return. David Roy would not for this game. So there's your injury updates on them. The big thing was we had to talk about Little Mac. We'll talk more about Little Mac once this game's over, but we definitely had to touch on that, as there goes Alex Sanchez, who's back in the game. Touchdown, App State. Bounced off a man, and he said, I'll do the rest. Quite the answer for the Mountaineers. I'm over here busy talking about our young, strong safety who apparently tore his tricep. And Alex Sanchez decides, no, talk about me. Even catches that one a bit behind him. Unbelievable, as now we have to answer. Hamilton, pistol to start us off. And his play action, that is caught by McBath. It doesn't at least go down as a sack, but it will be a loss of 2. As Hamilton now spreading them out even wider here. Over the middle. That one off the mark, too high. 3rd and 12. You have a play that can get you the first here. Downfield, knocked away. Intended for Falcon. It's now back to App State, this time with great field position. Hand off. Nowhere to go. Bruce Carpenter comes down to make the play. 2nd and 11. Quick throw. That's caught. The screen doesn't go far. That is Stanford Lovell in at strong safety. I should say that. That is the brother of Burton Lovell, who graduated last year. 1st and 10. Hand off. Rowan. And he's got a good run. That was a good block by JCP upfield. The Bandits now trying to find their offensive mojo again. You had one of the biggest plays we've seen all season, and now you've lost it a tad bit. You got to bring it back. 2nd and 6. Hand off McNeil. McNeil doesn't go anywhere. Trying to live by the ground game now. 3rd down and 6. Underneath, and JCP outruns them all. Jean-Christophe Piovene with the first. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. And there's your quarterback numbers so far. More yards for Swain and a better completion percentage. But I'd say it's been a pretty good matchup so far between these two teams. Second quarter underway. It's been a fun one to watch so far. No real mistakes on either side yet. I know I'm probably talking myself into a commentator's curse, but I don't care. 2nd and 1 after a good run there from Hamilton. And off Rowan. He loses 4. All that fun we had on that scamper by Hamilton, maybe out the windows. It's 3rd down and 5. And they go play action. He got away from pressure. Wanted JCP at his feet and incomplete. Might have had the comeback route with Falcon, though. Would have probably been the smarter idea. They're going to go for this one, though. And wide open, JCP underneath. He's got him inside the red zone. He's having a big day today. And if you're worried about Falcon not getting touches, he's seen 4 targets already. I think he's fine. And speaking of seeing targets, there's another one his way, but that's a drop or a deflection. I wasn't sure if the defender got a hand on it or Falcon just dropped that one. Had a man underneath, but that one, I think he could have gotten Rowan in the end zone, but underthrows it. 3rd and 10, Hamilton. Can you connect for the end zone? No, incomplete. At least it wasn't picked. Roncalli's field goal is good. And we at least have a Bandits lead again. It's not much of a lead. We've barely got the lead in this standoff right now, but it's ours nonetheless. 1st and 10 here for Swain, and the Mountaineers intercepted. That's Buddy Gordon. He's turned into Paul Posluszny against the Denver Broncos circa 2000 and something. I have talked about how he's not a great coverage linebacker plenty. Well, he shuts my mouth right there. Just like Paul Posluszny used to do against the Jaguars. You say he's bad at zone, well, he'll get an interception. And for Buddy Gordon, he makes it 6. His first collegiate interception, and it goes for a touchdown. That's a big one for him. As Swain now has to really get mentally back in check after throwing a touchdown to the wrong side. Has nowhere to go for the ground game. Good tackle there. That was Chase Taylor that ran him down. 3rd and 6. Swain connects on the curl. That's going to be a 1st down. That's 100 completed passes for him this season. First and 10. Looking to throw off a play action again. Doesn't go too far. Buddy Gordon's right there. There he's doing what he always does. As they go to Sanchez, who's got enough for the first on the short check down. First and 10 just in front of midfield. And that one almost intercepted. Instead, it's second and 10 now. And that is going to be covered. Third and 9. Big play for the defense here. Maybe get the ball back as over the middle. That's caught. He had to come back for it, so it's shy of the mark. 4th and inches. It's a keeper, and AJ's got it. So the Mountaineers move the sticks, keep this drive alive, and the defense said let's stay out there as pressure was coming, could not get there. It goes incomplete. 2nd and 10. The only big issue I've had with this team so far this season is we have had a tough time getting immediate pressure. We've had some coverage sacks, which are nice. Need that immediate pressure. Hand off there, does not get much. Alexander held at bay. 2nd and 9. Taking off with it, sliding down safely. I think he would have had the first if he kept going, though. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Hand off. And that is going to find Pater. Touchdown, App State. And the Mountaineers add more as Max Guest picks up the touchdown. So we've still got a ball game going. Brady Sarkisian was just running behind him the entire time. 1st and 10 now. Handoff goes to Rowan. Tries to make a man miss with the spin. Does not work out. It takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 14. Hamilton. Quick throw. That's caught. And look at Rowan go. What a play. Got out of bounds, and that's exactly what we needed. Don't know how he caught it, but he did. And it was a massive new set of downs as now they flip it to JCP. And that is not going to go down as one of his good plays today. And he's had a lot of them. 2nd and 14. It's essentially a modified screen here as that picks up enough for JCP. Speed on display. Over 3,000 career yards now for Jaden Hamilton as a nice block by Julian Allen. There's really what sprung him. 1st and 10, minute 14 left. Plenty of time to get into field goal range. Even if your kicker doesn't have the biggest leg, as Allen picks up 9. First time out taken. Texarkana still with 2 timeouts left. Hamilton runs out of time, but does at least get rid of it. So it falls incomplete. He had the check down. Plenty just didn't see it quick enough. As underneath we go, JCP gets out of bounds after the first. He has been a big target in this first half. Quick throw here, goes to Shaq, who breaks off a tackle, makes a man miss with the ankle breaker, and that's a first down, stopping the clock. Everybody doing a little bit right now. Another catch here, and that is Bradley Toselli, the 3rd tight end making the play. So 2 timeouts left as App State trying to save a little bit of time for themselves. Julian Allen with the touchdown. It was a check down in the flats, but no one was there to stop Julian Allen from finding pay dirt. So a big touchdown for the transfer receiver. Hopefully he's happy with his playing time there. 1st and 10 here for App State. 2 timeouts over 40 seconds. Nowhere to go there for AJ Swan. I'm pretty sure is more how it's pronounced than Swain, but you know. I've mispronounced plenty of names before. We know this. It's not my strong suit. As Alex Sanchez, though, bounced off one man, was in a crowd taken down, and now no timeouts for App State left. They're going to need some big plays if they want to get downfield. And that one's caught, and the tight end with just enough for the first, so they quickly get to the line, but the clock is ticking. Looking to throw. That one off the mark, incomplete. Last play coming up here of the half. As Swan throws it. Knocked away, almost caught there off the deflection, but incomplete, and we head to half. It's Bandits on top, 24-14, certainly not a runaway game right now. As you see the passing numbers for both sides, very similar today, extremely similar numbers. And so far as visits and everything are concerned, next game is going to be big. We have a lot of visits scheduled, one being Brian Robbins, the top player on our board, the athlete. We'll see how things go there. Esteban Crozier still has only us making any fight for him right now. Same thing with Afayo. So, situations right now is we are the only guys going after any of these players. As for Demarius, he'll be visiting in the next home game, and well, hopefully we can talk him into signing on the dotted line with that one. I can only hope. And a new name to keep in mind, A.J. Matlock, the kicker, out of Henderson, Texas. I felt like we needed some power, and guess what? Matlock's got better power and accuracy right off the bat. I'll take it. So that is definitely a name to keep in mind there, and a very important recruit. But 24-10 at half, it's Bandits on top currently. Can they keep it going, though, with the help of the defense? And the second half is off, as it's going to be Ryunosuke Woods returning this one. And you know, when I show a kickoff, something had to have happened to the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5 touchdown Ryunosuke Woods. 96 yards, they said it was, I believe. Even though for me it looked like it was 98. But either way, a massive kickoff return for Ryunosuke Woods, the first of the season, and maybe the game changer here. That makes it a 3-score ball game to start this second half. Now, of course, it is still just the start of the second half, plenty of time to go, and the Mountaineers want to make sure they've got all the time in the world. As a nice out route there to Sanchez. 2nd and 5. Nowhere to go. It was Sterling who stopped him at first. 3rd down and 8. Swan. Plenty of time. Across the middle, that is caught. Alex Sanchez with the first. 1st and 10. Playing a lot more man coverage today. And personally, I think the team runs it pretty well as the pressure gets there. And it will be just incomplete. 2nd and 10. Hand off. And nowhere to go. Really good defense there on Alexander. 3rd and 9. It's a quick screen. And there's some blocks in tow. And that's going to be enough for the first. It did not look like at first he was going to get it, but he does. And that right there gives a new set of downs to the Mountaineers. And another first down is now Kellen Jepson is banged up. The injury bug is mounting. 1st and 10. Handoff goes nowhere. Sterling got his mitts on him. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 13 now. Play action. Swan with time finds his man in the flats, makes a man miss, as that's going to be a 10-yard pickup, a very manageable 3rd down and 3. Can the defense get a big stop here? It's a quick slant, and that's enough for the first. 1st and 10. They've taken a lot of time off the clock already, and that is, I don't know if it's very good for the Mountaineers or not at this point. But we'll see as the game goes on here. They've taken nearly half this quarter off the clock. 3rd and 11 after the stop there on Alexander. Swan over the middle. It's caught, another 1st down. They have had a big day on those slant patterns, or I should say a big drive off those slant patterns, as Max Guest scores again. Touchdown Mountaineers, and they make it a 10-point ball game again. It's the 2nd touchdown of the day for Max Guest, and now we've got to hopefully kill some clock. App State took half of the 3rd quarter with them on that drive, as there goes Rowan, taking about half of the Mountaineers with them on that run. It took Dre Walker to bring him down, as it's a new set of downs here, and Ryunosuke giving a spell to the number 1 running back as he'll bounce off defenders to pick up the first. Or I'm sorry, to get close to the first. 2nd and 3. And off to Rowan, right up the gut he goes. A big hole opened up, and a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Quick screen, and nowhere to really go for Falcon. He's been targeted a good chunk today. 2nd and 8. Underneath, Falcon again, and it's a 5-yard pickup. Trying to get their top target involved as much as possible today, but JCP has been the big play threat in this one. 1st and 10 after the Rowan 1st down run. They go with the keeper, but well defended by App State. Last play probably of the 3rd quarter here. Looking to throw, plenty of time over the middle. That one's dropped. And that'll allow for one more play before the 3rd comes to a close. Plenty of time. Falcon couldn't haul that one in. Incomplete. It'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 31-21. Game ain't over. You'll look at the target. 7 for Falcon, 8 for JCP, 4 for McBath, 4 for Allen. Everyone getting an opportunity today. It's just who's taking advantage of that opportunity. 4th quarter underway here now, as it's a 10-point ball game. Anyone's game. With the way it's gone, as Alexander breaks free, and he gets up to about the 45. So now App State with a chance. Alexander meets a man quickly. 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Swan hits his man, and that's going to be a new set of downs. And if you're wondering, that number 14, that is Ed Beebe, the freshman safety. Stanford Lavelle got banged up at one point. Beebe has been in for a bit. So that's just how low we are on the depth chart at safety right now after the Little Mac injury. Well, this is nice to see. An illegal block in the back gets called, and a little bit of help on our side. We'll take it. 2nd and 14. Quick throw is caught, and he'll set up 3rd and 9. Can they get the stop here? Swan, the curl. It's caught. Irvin Lamar was on top of him, but the play's made. Play action. Pressure coming. He's hit but gets it off. 2nd and 10. Swan. Pressured. He somehow gets it to his tight end. It's a new set of downs. 1st and goal now. Handoff Alexander. He's got room down to the 2. 2nd and goal. It's a handoff. Nowhere to go for Max Guest, but Marcus Timmons is now banged up. This has been a bad day when it's come to guys just getting banged up. Pressure gets there. It's Chase Taylor with the sack on Swan, and that's a big one as it sets up 4th and goal with under 7 minutes to go here. Chase Taylor just comes right through. Nobody wants to touch him, and they'll take advantage of that. And they're going to take the field goal. So no going for it just yet as the kick is up. It is good, and it will be a 7-point ball game. So 7 points differ Texarkana and App State. 6:22 left to go, and I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of Rowan and company in the backfield. 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard gain. Hand off again, a great block there. That was fantastic as that opened up the running lane plenty. 1st and 10. Underneath, that's McBath, and he's going to have the 1st down. So the drive continues now just past midfield. Hamilton taking his time here. Hands off, and nowhere to go for Rowan there. 2nd and 12. This one caught by Falcon. What a catch. And he's trying to fight his way for more. Gets down near the 20. What a catch by Douglas Falcon. Landing to turn and gain more. So a new set of downs at about the 22. And they'll flip this one to Rowan. Make 2 guys miss there. And it's another nice gain of 6. They are back inside the red zone, and with the clock ticking away, this is not a good sign if you're a Mountaineers fan, as McNichols gets close to the 1st. And McNeil gets close to the 1st. 3rd and 1. Hand off Rowan. Plenty of room. 1st and more. Down to the 1 as now Emeka Blake is banged up. He was playing right tackle. Now he's banged up. So the depth on the offensive line being heavily challenged today, as that is a quick sack as they tried some play action. 2nd and goal. Touchdown might just end this, as nowhere to go for Rowan there. That takes the 2nd time out of the Mountaineers. Or that's their 3rd. They are officially out of timeouts. Hamilton. Quick throw. It's caught. Douglas Falcon touchdown. And that might have just sealed this game. Now, we've seen plenty of chaos take place before, so we can't say it's over just yet, but that might have been enough to wrap it up. So App State with 2:21 and no timeouts, trying to get 2 touchdowns to tie this ball game up. Quick throw underneath. That's not going to go far enough as it only picks up 8. 2nd and 2. Swan underneath again. That'll be enough for the first, so they can move up quick to the line, but the 2-minute warning has hit. Looking to throw. Swan rushed, and that one knocked away. That's Arno Fabian. 2nd and 10. Plenty of time for Swan. He'll keep it himself and go. And this is a good run all the way up to the 40 of the Bandits. Looking to throw. Swan connects. It's another first down. Well, some players are not going to like this for their playing style deal breaker, but we'll deal with that later. As this is going to be another nice pickup. Gain of 9. They don't get the first, so they have to run quick to the line. This clock continues to tick, and this one's caught. Touchdown Mountaineers, and they've made this a ball game. It's going to come down to an onside kick as App State scores. Michael Hertzel with the touchdown, and he's had a very good game, especially the second half. They're going to go for 2 to try and set up a touchdown being a victory. Hand off to Alexander. He goes nowhere. That means they need the touchdown and 2-point conversion for the tie. But JCP recovers the onside. And that is going to seal it. App State undefeated no more. As Jaden Hamilton doesn't have his best game of the year, but has a very good one with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 229 yards. A great outing for him. And you saw the passing attack kind of control this ball game. They had a very solid balance of running the football and passing the football, but the passing attack just worked out. They didn't do anything fancy. They had the 1 deep shot touchdown to JCP. But outside of that, that was really it. 23 total rushes. There's 16 for Rowan. He has been much more on the field this season, so it's been good to see that. And hopefully that can continue as time goes on. But this team finding a way to win games now that they wouldn't have last year. Last year, the comeback would have been made by App State, I think. This is a much better App State team, I believe, than we played last season. But this is a much better Bandits team than App State played last year. And we've already proven that plenty. And by upsetting, I would say, the undefeated App State and starting 1-0 in conference play. However, we got bigger things to talk about. Like, Rionosuke Woods' kickoff return is great. The pick 6 was great by Buddy Gordon. But there's no injuries on the injury report. Little Mac is fine. I don't know what happened with the game and why it said he tore his tricep and was out for the year, but he's fine. It was very confusing. Buddy Gordon takes home Defensive Player of the Week in the Sun Belt, so good for him. But the injury to Little Mac confused the hell out of me when this game was over. I was ready to talk more and more about it, but it was nowhere to be seen. After a much-needed bye, we host Troy, and a lot of recruits are visiting. We'll talk more about that next time, though. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time.